I suppose, again, when you touch upon the future and the past, the senses do truly bring us to the moment, isn't it? Because when we engage with the senses, it's all about that moment in time. And I suppose from hindsight, I'm glad that I avoided the sense of memories, so that we didn't have to go back to the past. Just really help everyone else to stay in the moment.
Absolutely. And so when you were saying that, the devil's advocate in my mind pops up with things like, yeah, what about grief and excitement? And of course that's right, but it is still the feeling in the moment now. The grief is about something that has been lost in the past, or something that was never had.
Yeah.
And excitement or anxiety, they are about things that have not yet happened. So whilst the grief or the excitement is about something in a different time line or different time span, it's still the feeling that you're feeling right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is why anxiety is unfortunate and fruitless.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, on that note about the full spectrum of our emotions, I didn't avoid the hard ones. I think the sense of stress and surrender in the main task. I did have a play of that one. For me, I think this week is about, okay, we're just going to show up live here now and record ourselves. And this is something newish for us that we've never done it before. So obviously it's like, okay, not sure how this week is going to pan out. But again, it's having that sense and having nature on my back in the park. I just feel truly grateful that even though we are going to explore the full spectrum, it is okay. And that what makes us human. And also that we've got nature on our back, and we know how to deal with it when we learn the technique and able to step into the deep water, if you like, a little bit to explore the unpleasant emotions.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you say, that's surrender and acceptance is a key thing to it, isn't it? And I wonder also if attached to that or connected to that is the letting go of finding a solution and actually just experiencing the heavy emotions, the painful emotions, if that's what's going on at the time.
Yeah, when you said that, I feel the sense of surrender is almost, well, just like life, isn't it? Like you, like intellectually you wanted to figure it out, maybe 5 steps ahead, whatever, how many steps ahead. But in the reality, quite often it's just you have to let life emerge. Sometimes it's not that hard, but other times it can be pretty challenging. So what do you do? I think that's the depths of the personal development work, and also the depths of nature that we talk about. We are nature all the time, but at the embodied sense, nature does encompass everything, and that depths is like we can't figure out through our intellect. It's all through the experiences that things emerge. We can talk about it, but when you look at that actual experiences, that where the languages come from, it's something else, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And I would not want to chuck the intellect out with the bathwater, so to speak, because of course it comes from it's grown from the same place as everything else. Our intellect is as much part of nature as anything else on this planet or the universe. whether we're talking about fuel guzzling airship carriers, they are still of nature. And our intellect is also a sense. It includes senses. I suppose you could think of sense of justice, sense of correctness. Now that involves some discernment, and obviously it's a mobile thing. It's a sense of justice is not the same for everybody, or in every culture, or in every situation. So if I don't know if the intellect on its own is an unwise director, but similarly senses without the intellect does limit us in our exploration, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah. I could see, again, going back to that sense of play and humor, because for me, I would just think about how I normally joke with my family, but for the purpose of the exercise and also my own intention, I always want to bring some new experiences in. So I thought about that, and then I just look at my kids. I was like, the answers are right in front of me. Why don't I just go ahead and allow them to guide me? So yeah, I would agree there.
Absolutely. Children, they're all little mammals, aren't they? And then the younger they are, the closer they are to that purity of being just pure mammal.
Yeah.
And I suppose as we that illustrates in a way the nature of acquiring conditioned behavior, responses, reactions, etiquette, social and moral etiquette, and all this kind of stuff, the way that we should behave is given and accepted for right and wrong, and for benefit and for detriment as well. And so yes, to be able to maintain the purity of those natural senses, or the senses, and use the intellect as a tool, as it should be, rather than the guiding force, perhaps. And again, going back to the balance and polarity, the other end, so you and I, other ends of the world, and in the middle is the pivotal point. I wouldn't suggest that the intellect and bodily sensations or senses are equally equidistant from that pivotal point, but it's all balance. And usually a dynamic one also. Yeah. So we've gone quite deep there, probably